Hi there. So right now we're going to be discussing color mixing. So color mixing can be complex and sometimes it can feel like exactly what you went through in kindergarten and middle school and all of that. So just to make sure that we understand the basics, I'm going to do the basic color wheel. And make sure that you have water handy and keep your brush in the water. You can brush off some of the water with a rag that you have handy or a paper towel or something like that. But gouache is really concentrated. So you always want to be mixing it with some kind of water. You really need to experiment to find that perfect consistency of how much water is the right amount of water. So to start off with, let's get our primary colors. So I've already drawn out and labeled my color wheel, and I'm using Winsor & Newton gouache. This is primary red. And then I've also got primary blue and primary yellow, as well as zinc white and ivory black. This is going to make a difference later on. But remember to wash off your brush in between uses. Brush off some of that excess water so that you don't tamper or contaminate your colors. Now I'm going to get a good amount of yellow. These are the primary colors. You've probably learned this before, but because we're going to learn this later when we get into more mixing, you can get everything from your primary colors, black and white. That's all you need. You don't need green, you don't need purple. You can do a lot with things like burnt umber and raw umber and burnt sienna. You can do a lot with those kinds of colors, but if you're in a pinch and all you have is the primaries, that's all you need. You can still make an amazing painting. So those are your primaries. And I have drawn this triangle to show that with the hard line. Those are your primary colors. Now let's do some secondaries, which is going to come from mixing. Don't mind my cat. He says hello. He's hungry. His dinner time is coming soon. So I'm going to pick up some red and some yellow. Note that yellow is what I call a weak color. It only takes a little bit of any other color to drastically alter your yellow. It takes a lot of yellow to alter it another way. So start with just a touch of red and a lot of yellow. Don't mind my cats. I have 3 of them. I introduced them, but I will probably introduce them again at some point. I'm rinsing off my brush really well, and at some point I'm going to need to change my water. But now let's make green. Again, a lot of yellow. Sorry, let me make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. Just a touch of blue. Blue and red are what I call strong colors. Just a little bit of them goes a long way. Okay, so now let's make purple, or violet, the fancier term. These are 2 strong colors, so you want to use them in pretty equal doses. To get a nice vibrant purple. That looks a little bit reddish to me, so I'm going to add a little bit more blue. That looks good. And I'm not using a palette knife right now. I am in the habit of just using my brush. It's a little bit of a messy method. You don't have to do it that way. If you like using a palette knife, that's great. So now those are the secondary colors. Orange, green, violet, noted by the dashed line in a triangle. I'm gonna clean off my brush again. Now let's mix more. So I have my orange here. I'm gonna add some red to that orange. This is, you get your tertiary colors by mixing a primary and a secondary color. Okay, so there's your red orange. Cleaning off my brush really well. So now let's get a yellow orange. I'm gonna have to remix my orange because I messed up. So there's an orange. Remember, again, yellow is a weaker color, so only take a little bit of your orange and a lot of your yellow to make yellow orange. Now let's take a good amount of yellow and mix it into this green. Now let's take a good amount of blue, mix it in with our green. This is my favorite color. Teal. Okay. Two more colors to go. Now let's take our violet. I'm gonna reactivate my purple, and we're gonna add blue to half to get this beautiful indigo. Right? And last color on the color wheel, we're gonna mix in some red to that purple. Okay. Watch the next video to learn how to mix skin tones, but for now, this is your color wheel, and that is how you mix your primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Remember, the tertiary colors are created by mixing your primary and secondary colors. A lot of you may have learned this already. Some of this may be new information to you, but either way, thanks for watching, and tune back in to learn how to mix skin tones. Thanks.